Hi everyone, I'm Alvin, your host for today, Unimas Unscripted, episode 7, and welcome. And today, this morning, we have a special guest with us, which is Dr. Yvonne. Okay, personally, I'm one of her students, and she is my program coordinator. Well, Dr. Yvonne, right now, you're given a chance to uh, introduce yourself or describe yourself, how you want the viewer to know you for this podcast.
Hi, Alvin. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here today. Describing oneself is very difficult. Describing others is very easy.
Yes, it's very easy.
All right, I'll try my best. Who am I? I'm just a simple human being who loves teaching. That's why I'm here, definitely. And who loves to research. I also love culture. But besides culture, I have other things. Now I've got my 3 boys at home. So I'm a mother, basically.
Any hobbies or like something that recently you might found that interesting for you to do?
Related to my job or not?
Related to your job. It can be related to your job or your personal life as well.
Okay. Related to my job, I would say my passion is folk tales. Fairy tales, stories, that kind of thing. But outside of my job, it's more of like, I think, hobbies like sewing, cooking, baking.
Okay,
That's
cooking,
another
baking.
side of me.
All right.
Okay, but in terms of related to my career, it's more of like folk tales, arts, culture. That's why
Culture.
I'm in this field. Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, now is April. Next month will be
Okay.
May,
Yep.
which is upcoming months will be the festive season for both Sabah and Sarawak.
Yep.
Okay, and people always mention Gawai and Kaamatan together, right? And does it mean these two is the same, or there's any differences with these two festive?
Okay. If we look at the general purpose of Gawai and Kaamatan, it's basically to give thanksgiving. In the olden days, it was to give thanksgiving to the gods, to the spirits, especially the spirit of the rice. And it was also to ask blessing for the next year. Okay, so thanksgiving for this year's harvest and blessing for next year's harvest, basically. In terms of differences, well, Kaamatan is usually celebrated on the 30th and 31st of May.
On May.
And Gawai usually 1st and 2nd of June. That's the general, the general understanding. And of course, Kaamatan celebrated in Sabah by the Tagazo, the Murut, the Rungus. And then for Gawai, it's basic the Bidayuh, Iban, and Orang.
Okay.
That's the difference.
The differences. Okay. How does Dr. Yvonne, you celebrate Gawai or Kaamatan?
Gawai.
Gawai. Okay, Gawai definitely. Okay. How does Gawai resonate with you?
That's an interesting question. Okay. Well, now I'm getting comfortable. Okay. I'm actually half.
Okay.
Half breed lah. I usually call myself half breed. So my father's American. My mother's Bidayuh. So I grew up in a Bidayuh village. Unfortunately for me, my village was very modern. We didn't have the traditional Gawai. Okay. Another interesting thing is my grandfather is from Bau. I'm from Sarawak. I was from Bau. My grandmother from Sarawak.
Okay.
It was only when I was after I got married, then I knew about traditional Gawai. So, and because of that, my interest in Gawai, the significance of Gawai itself, that actually pulls me towards Gawai, my interest, and I feel that Gawai itself creates a lot of memories.
So every time when it's entering May, so it's the Gawai
Semangat,
spirit.
yes, definitely. Because during Gawai, people always go back to kampung, correct? That is when, because I live in the kampung when I was growing up, so my aunties and uncles would be coming back, my cousins, everybody together. So it creates this memory for me. But on the other side, when I learned about Gawai itself, especially the traditional Gawai, it makes me
proud to be a Bidayu. Because it's something that, the modern Gawai is very different from the traditional Gawai, and
So
we learn a
you
lot of things.
able to experience the traditional Gawai
Oh,
as well?
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Is there anything like something new that maybe the younger generation should know or take parts in the future?
It's not new.
Okay.
It's all but forgotten.
Ah.
Because when I joined in this Gawai, I participate. When I went to see the Gawai, traditional Gawai, they had all these traditional practices. Like we have this priestess called Dayung Boris. Yes, they're not. Most of them are no longer around because of old age. These are the non-Christian Bidayo usually lah. So they have the ceremony where they have what do you call that thing? It's an altar. It's like persembahan tu pak persembahan.
Okay.
It's called a bawar, and they put in offerings there for the spirit, and then the Dayung Bori will go around it, and they also have a swing which they sit. If I were to tell you the whole process of
Okay.
Gawai,
It takes up to like 2 hours, is it?
yes, this podcast will be 2 hours, and everybody will fall asleep. So, but anyway, it's 4 days, 4 nights. The
wow.
celebration of Gawai itself. The last Gawai that I went was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, in Kampung Sasot.
So right now, are they still doing it or?
After COVID no more.
Oh.
There was one in 2018 in Kampung Duyoh Bau. Bau was the last place to actually have this this traditional Gawai. Although they do have it in redeems in Bau. It's a center, it's a culture center in Bau. They try to make it as authentic lah, but yeah.
There are some.
Of course, definitely.
Not the same.
It will not be the same.
Yes. Okay. So, is there any unique costumes or ceremonies or ritual or an item that people might not familiar with?
I would say, I think traditional costume Bidayu, I think everyone knows that basically. Sarawakians would know that basically. But in terms of, there's actually a lot. If you go to the Sarawak Cultural Museum, Borneo Cultural Museum, you will see that there's a lot of old stuff that we don't see anymore. For example, the bawa.
Yeah.
The rasang. Rasang is something that the priestess owns. It's like a patong lah. But you don't see that anymore.
Since you mentioned the Borneo Cultural Museum, I'm quite agree with that. Well, there's something that I would like to share to the audience as well, and to Dr. Yvonne. This is a costume that I saw at Borneo Cultural Museum, and
Iban costume, right? Is it Iban?
The description is not complete.
Okay.
And is it Iban or not? I'm not sure. But the description mentioned that this is baju pengantin Mane.
Yes. Yes.
And it's based on Batang Rajang or Batang Saribas Kapit. And that's all the information that I'm able to get from the description itself. Okay. Which is, I never saw this, and it's really beautiful.
Could it be something traditional that people no longer wear nowadays?
I think no one is going to wear this nowadays because the description is not complete. At the end, they said, "Oh, this is for ritual," but they didn't mention
what ritual?
What kind of ritual is it for. And then, for the viewers, if you are interested to visit Borneo Cultural Museum, please so, because they have a lot of things that you can see whereby you never seen pun. Si pernah nampak.
Kan?
Yes.
That I remember. I like to go to that museum.
Because it's really huge.
I know I can spend like one whole day there. Worth it 10 ringgit. Okay, for Sarawakian.
For Sarawakian only.
But worth it 10 ringgit. If you want to see things like the rasang that I was saying before, you can see it there. You can see all the jars that for funeral, for keeping the padi and everything. It's not complete. I think it's a good thing. At least they're doing something about it lah.
Because on my last visit, I'm quite lucky because they provided a facilitator that will guide you to each one of the sections. And here's a fun fact about Borneo Cultural Museum. It's 90% is the real deal. It's the real item.
Yes.
It's not something artificial, right? Okay.
I do hope they have something for Gawai though. Like some pameran for Gawai, that would be so cool.
Pameran. if not mistaken, last 2 years, it's not so crowded. People don't really spread the news regarding this one.
Mm-hmm.
They have a shaman expo.
Oh yeah, I missed that one.
You missed that one?
I saw it, but I missed that one. I can't remember why.
Okay, moving on to the next questions. Okay, one.
Yeah.
Okay, how Gawai and Kaamatan celebrations have changed over the years,
Okay.
especially after a pandemic. Uh,
Okay. If we were to talk about traditional Gawai,
Mhm.
definitely there's been a lot of change lah. Because traditional Gawai, I can only talk about Gawai because I have more experience in Gawai, right? And I think, okay, before I go into that, I think Kaamatan, they are trying to revive the traditional celebration because they have this Kadazan Dusun Cultural Association who are actually responsible for, bringing up the culture, bringing it up, introducing it to the younger generation. However, for Bidayu, because initially Gawai was a pagan tradition belief, kan? So when the Bidayu they converted into Christianity, a lot has changed. Instead of saying the chants, they now say prayers.
Oh, okay.
And instead of giving offerings to the god, now they just go to church, and then they have open house. Open house is something that is still in the olden days. People, you can just go anyone's house. You can go into anyone's house, masuk je, happy Gawai, and then duduk makan. Something that is similar now lah, but in terms of celebration itself, it has changed a lot. Traditionally tak ada, more of religion punya influence.
Religion.
Plus, I realized that younger generations now, instead of talking to the family, they play on phone. So we don't have that, when I was small, when I was younger, my uncles and aunties will sit on the table, kitchen table.
Yeah.
Now I see my cousins playing games in their rooms. Or not only my cousin, but also my nephews.
But
my
did
nieces,
you guys try to stop it or try to drag them around? Jom lah here. Jom borak kelakar.
Okay, typical lah. My family, I would say, we would just scream at them, and then they ignore us. Yeah, I think it's the trend lah.
Yeah, it's the trend.
They will join if there is something called apa? If the Balai Raya they have activities, and they will go there.
Yeah.
But in terms of family itself, macam
Like sit around in the house, right?
yeah, and visiting nowadays you don't have that many.
Yeah.
People don't go around visiting.
Yeah, people don't go
unless
around
you invite them.
Yes, unless you.
Yeah.
Betul.
So
Unless you invite.
that's the difference lah, I would say.
Okay. So, what are some of the challenges in keeping the spirit of Gawai and Kaamatan alive today?
Okay. Generally, the government or Malaysia or Sarawak itself, they're doing a good job in trying to. I think I wouldn't say 100% good lah, but they are trying to, which is okay. Daripada dilupai kan. But if you're living in the city, it's very difficult to keep up this tradition. The only thing you can do is personally for me, because I'm staying in the city, it's difficult to persuade the young generation to appreciate Gawai. But I think if they go back to kampung, they appreciate it more.
Oh.
I realized that if they go back to kampung...
Is it a matter of surroundings?
I think so. Because kampung is more traditional, right? Kalau city macam they will switch on Netflix. Sure, their friends will come, but makan-makan je.
Makan-makan, duduk-duduk, play with your phones.
There's no traditional. Tetapi this one, if you have time this year, you go. Usually Kampung Tai in Serian, they have this perarakan. So that is so far the only one that I know lah. There may be others which I don't know, but famous so far is Kampung Tai Serian. They will jalan, they have possession, perarakan, and then traditional stuff. They try to incorporate lah. Go lah.
Okay. I think I saw that last year.
You went? You saw?
I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook. I'm quite curious. Sini sedaknya pola perarakan tu orang Kampung Tai.
Yeah, we can go.
So are they open for everyone?
Oh yes, everyone can go. Pergi je.
So you need to bring anything macam.
they don't require you to bring anything,
Oh.
but it's good lah if you bring,
Yeah,
sama-sama makan.
okay, sama-sama makan.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Bawa tuang lah the most.
Good. Okay. So now, right? I would like to ask from a different context, different point of view, also in a different perspective as well. What are the differences or the changes that has been made? Okay, compare yourself to during your times of studying back then,
Time studying,
and
which
the
was
young,
so many years ago.
so many years ago. Okay, yang saya dah phone untuk swipe,
Oh, yeah.
saya dah iPad
Betul.
semua untuk mbak pergi kelas. Yang paling-paling pun mbak laptop yang berat. Back then, the laptop is...
No, we got laptop my
Oh,
time.
is it?
PC je.
Oh, PC je? Oh,
Yang
so
besar-besar.
you just bring the notebooks lah?
Yeah, we went to a place called library. In case you didn't know that. Huh? Okay.
Oh, we
Yes.
have it here, we call it petari.
Oh, you call it petari. You to
Petari.
sleep lah. Okay, alright.
Okay, compare the times that, your times and now, what are the initiatives like provided by the university for the students to enjoy during festive? Like, festive, setidaknya beri alternative cara tu for classes.
Well, I think nowadays students are quite lucky because during my time, 4 years in UPM, actually pernah balik. I've never gone back for Gawai or Christmas
Or
for
Christmas.
that matter because the number one, the holidays were very short. Okay, in fact, Gawai, there was no holiday. We had class during Gawai that time lah. Again, I say how many years ago, right? And then the flight tickets were very expensive. There was only MAS.
Oh, MAS.
Air Asia only came about when I was in my second year degree.
Oh,
Yes.
so after that you changed to Asia.
I got no money, still expensive. So I still stay.
You still stay?
Yeah,
Campus.
In campus.
Okay.
But the beauty of it, is all Sarawakians and Sabahans, we will have
Gather.
our own gathering, our own Gawai Kaamatan gathering. So you know who's from Sarawak and who's from Sabah, and we're still friends until now.
Oh.
Compare that to nowadays, I think universities, because we are not to say so into lah, we have been given the alternative to
Okay.
do online classes. So that is, I think, the university's initiative to ensure that everyone can have, celebrate with their family, they can go back kampung, that kind of thing. Like for Raya, for Christmas,
For all
or
of the
even
festive
for all
lah,
the
kan?
festival lah, basically. So online classes. However, though, I need to say this. I really wish that students can actually participate in online classes because sometimes online classes we have maybe short class and then give you exercises. Alah, buatlah exercise.
Okay.
Itu pun don't want to buat. But you are very lucky actually. You have the chance to be with your family. I did not celebrate. I think my colleagues as well did not celebrate Gawai or Christmas or usually Gawai Christmas lah for about 5 years. 5 years, some people.
How did you manage to adapt to that 4 years? Like you didn't return to Sarawak to celebrate
As I
all the
said, I got
festive.
my friends.
Oh, got your
I got
friends.
my seniors.
So what you guys did during those times?
We will go to we will have a penghulu. We have a penghulu. Yes.
For that gathering.
No, we have this Persatuan Anak-Anak Sarawak.
Oh.
We also have Persatuan Anak-Anak Sabah. So the penghulu of each persatuan will
try to create some gathering.
We will also sewa the dewan. Not sewa lah, we ask from university, and we will makan there. So it's like beraya di perantauan, something like that.
Beraya di
So for us,
perantauan.
it's bergawai di perantauan.
Okay. I still remember, like during my diploma as well. During my I think it was like around during COVID. It was during COVID.
So you were diploma during COVID?
Yes,
Oh my
having
God.
my diploma during COVID. So nya akan hybrid lah. Kejapnya online, kejapnya face to face. So I'm able to have my online classes as well during that time, and I really appreciate that kind of initiative provided by the universities in Malaysia. Actually, it's quite a lot that from what I noticed, a lot of universities nowadays are implementing
Yes.
online classes
True.
for their students, but not just on the festive, even during natural disaster. Right?
Oh yeah.
During
Betul,
natural
betul.
disaster macam banjir, and then I really appreciate that the effort of the universities nowadays, even contoh, like recently, there's a kebakaran. Kebakaran di, I forgot where, and they will provide kutipan derma as well.
Oh yes,
This
of course.
kind
I
of
think universities are more sensitive now towards the
yes,
needs of the students.
yes, the needs of the students. That's
Very,
right.
very yes.
Dr. Yvonne, here's a little game for us.
Okay.
I need you to guess the name of these foods. Basically, it's
Okay.
between only in Borneo, okay, for Sabah and Sarawak.
But I'm gonna tell you what I know only, ah.
Okay, boleh.
It will not be the formal name, but what I know.
Okay, what you know, same thing is what I
Okay.
know as well. How I call it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Dr. Yvonne, the first one.
We call this. My grandmother used to make this kuih jala.
Kuih jala. We
Terus
call
eh,
this iniban penganan.
Iban lain. So, I
Okay.
don't know lah because my grandmother pengaruh Melayu banyak.
Okay, next one.
Masya Allah. Umay.
Umay.
Betul.
Umay. What kind of umay you like?
I love fish umay.
Okay, same.
Ikan. The rest I cannot. I don't know why.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay,
tak
next
masuk.
one.
Penyaram.
Penyaram, yes. Oh, sedap.
Favorite.
Oh,
Pas,
minum
pas.
dengan kopi.
Oh,
Kopi
kan,
kosong.
Hari hujan. Okay. Apa tu? Ya nak, pansoh nak.
Pansoh. Yes.
Pansoh manok ke?
Pansoh manok.
Oh, pansoh manok.
Pansoh manok.
Do you know we Bidayu?
Mhm.
I think Seran only has the one with the nasi. Have you tried that before?
No.
Nya pansoh, you cook the rice with the nasi in the bamboo. Macam nasi ayam lah.
Oh,
But only Serian has.
I only tried this one. Nya campur with tempoyak.
Oh, I've never tried that.
You should try.
I will try.
I haven't tried
Gawai,
kelit and tempoyak.
that one biasa.
Oh, is it?
No, biasa. So, my uncle used to do that.
Okay, that is all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you so
Doctor.
much.
I guess that's the end of our podcast.
Okay.
And let's wrap this up. And Dr. Yvonne, you might want to take these opportunities to wish our viewer for the upcoming festival.
Well, since I'm Bidayu, so I will say Selamat Andu Gawai. And I hope you guys will enjoy your Gawai with your family. You're very lucky to be with your family, so yeah, enjoy your Gawai.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne, for spending your time with us today. We're really, really happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, everyone. Saya Mahari Gawai, Gayo Guru Garanyamai.